Okay. Welcome back.
It's always so awkward. At what point, how long do we have to do podcasts for it to not be awkward?
Yeah. Oh well.
Welcome to Copy and Paste.
Welcome back from our podcast hiatus. Today we have a very interesting topic we wanted to unpack. I think it's pretty relevant considering, I don't know. We think it's pretty relevant. So what we wanted to talk about today is performative activism. So what is performative activism? We know it as a term referring to activism done to increase one's social capital rather than because of their devotion to the cause. So let's unpack that. We see performative activism in play all the time now, considering the state of our Western world. Western world, the whole world, any world with access to social media. You know, it's that whole bandwagon situation where you see one person post a, what do you call it, GoFundMe.
Or something. You see them post something.
Exactly. You see them post anything.
You don't even really know what it's about. And you just kind of go, oh yeah, I'm going to post that too. Everyone else is.
Oh yeah, like it seems more humanitarian if I repost it. Not knowing what it's about or not actively doing any work yourself of maybe signing a petition or typically advocating for the certain problem. So we think it's relevant because, you know, considering the climate, we are what? Well, I think we're close to a year from George Floyd's death, and now with End Asian Hate, we see more than enough of performative activism. So obviously, we had to put our 2 cents in.
We didn't want to be performative. We had to educate people. So this is what we're doing.
Exactly. So typically we see performative activism being, what's the word, like executed by people our age, young people who are addicted to social media and, you know, treat a tragedy like a fad, as disgusting as it is to say that. But it's true. You know, it's, I want to talk about black squares, but I know that's supposed to be later.
You can mention it if you want.
No, I'm not going to take your thunder. Okay.
Foreshadowing alert. She did, in fact, steal some thunder.
So we typically see it being performed by young people, not typically, but we are the generation of social media and instant news, and the second you see someone posting something, you feel compelled to act, even though it doesn't necessarily mean anything to you. That's kind of scary. Are we desensitized to the thought of advocating for human rights? I don't know. Let's continue.
So perfect segue into where this activism is actually performed. So social media, as Emma mentioned, online. Actually, you mentioned all my points.
Thunder thief.
I'm so sorry. I stopped talking and I read the next point and I was like, oh my God, I messed up.
As Emma mentioned, most of this performative activism is showcased on social media, where peers or followers or mutuals, whoever, will just bandwagon off of other people's stories sometimes not even stopping to actually read through those threads and actually understand what the post is talking about, or even doing their own research as to like what of like the validity of the post. Like, is this true? Is this actually happening? Is this like quote unquote the right side to be on? And all of that. And they just sort of like post it because everyone else is posting it. And obviously no one wants to. I also don't know if it comes from like a place of like bad intentions, because obviously in my head it's like they want to show that they actually care for this, but then they don't do like the actual work to start caring for it.
Yeah, actually, let's talk about that, because a lot of the people, I see some people who, I don't know, whenever somebody uses the term performative activism or whatever, there's always that one person who's like, well, what do you want me to do? Just like not post? Like, I'm trying to like spread awareness for this, like, whatever, like this cause or this issue or whatever. So like, I don't know, like, I don't know. I'm sure they don't mean to like do anything wrong, but I think the whole point is that like you're not doing anything right either. It's like you think you're posting this for awareness, and yeah, sure, it raises awareness for these issues, but it's like that's all you're doing. Like you're not really doing anything more.
Yeah. And even like if you don't even stop to read what you're like reposting, then who's to say like your followers won't do the same? And with like the availability of social media and like how like public it is, how accessible it is, you don't want to be spreading the wrong cause thinking it's the right cause.
Yeah.
For example, with all of the protests that happened last year, the black squares that people posted on their Instagrams.
So everybody was just posting black squares really for no good reason. And I guess, it showed your support and, unity or whatever for BLM. But like, it kind of, I know for me to mention this in our brainstorm session, it kind of had like a what's the word? Counterintuitive like effect, because like the hashtag like I think it was like Blackout Tuesday, instead of it being filled with like resources to support the movement, it ended up just being filled with endless black squares that were really pointless. Like what is the point of looking at all these black squares? And then now with the Stop Asian Hate, people are posting yellow squares as if they didn't already learn from, the black squares. Like they didn't see the issue with that. They're doing it again with the yellow squares. Just does not make sense. And this kind of happens all the time. It's like, a new issue. Well, these are not even new issues. It's just like these issues that are already present. Nobody cares about it until there's some like trend or something on social media, and then everybody gets into it for like a few days or whatever, and then it's over and nobody thinks about it again. Nobody thinks about like how these issues are still continuing.
Yeah, and with the yellow squares too, I forget if it was a TikTok or an article, but someone did say how like the whole reason there is a distinction between like white people and black people is because like white Americans did make that a thing. Like historically, they're the ones who segregated based on color, and then the black people did lose their history and like they didn't know their ancestry, right? Like it was totally erased, and that's why there is like black culture or black communities, and like that's how we like sort of that like they like reclaimed that for themselves. But by posting yellow squares and saying like, oh, East Asians are yellow, that's like twice as racist, if not like the most like East Asians in America do know their history. They do know their ancestry. Like there was no erasure of that. So like generalizing them with a color, which really has no significance whatsoever, is like worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just the fact that it's reusing something, like reusing something that had no impact again. And it's like, okay, yeah. You thought you did something then? You're going to do it again now? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also goes to show how like it didn't matter for the black squares, because they're literally recycling this quote unquote movement when like they should really be unique to themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different causes, different. It's a different story.
Yeah, it's like the same way, like we shouldn't be saying like Asian lives matter, because it's like different. Like Black Lives Matter is like one thing, one movement.
Exactly. And of course, these performers, these activist performers, really aren't looking or really doing their research to like understand why they should or shouldn't be posting something.
And it's funny because it's like, I think like in the case of the black squares, it felt like all the people with good intentions but were not aware of the wrong way of executing or showing their support posted these, and it just spread on to the people who did not have the best intentions, but just were doing it for show, just being like, hey guys, I'm also on your side, even though, you know, deep down they don't care as much. And it's funny to see how people can post one thing and then their image on one end of their identity, the one end of the spectrum of their identity, their online identity, and think it's reflective of their, you know, individual personality and their ideologies and beliefs. It's like, you know, a lot of people who did this really didn't care.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Didn't care at all. Yeah.
We were talking about how we saw some peers and colleagues posted too, and we were like, you've never said anything ever related to politics or activism or anything, and here you are posting a black square claiming to be some like next level
activist.
It's like, okay, yeah, so of course someone like you would post a black square. Like, it just makes sense at that point.
Yeah, and then go for it. No, you go.
Okay. No, I was just going to say, like, you know, you see some people post a black square and it's like, okay, no, I've also heard you say that, you know, some stereotype, or that you fall along into some stereotype of this type of person, or you've
seen them be racist.
Yes. At a case, yes. And then to go and do that, it's like, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense why you would want to, and you would think that posting a black square is all in all, end to end, everything that you can do, and the best thing that you can do when you're literally racist.
Yeah. And I feel like it's sort of a cover up too. So it's like, oh my God, I don't want anyone to think I'm a racist. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to post
this black square and it'll all be fine.
They're like, yep, I'm in the clear. Phew.
I'm in the clear. I'm good. I can say whatever I want now. I have my evidence. I posted that black square.
I posted. Did you guys see? I posted that black square 2 years ago.
I'm not racist. Are you joking? Yeah, that black square, it's still up on my Instagram right now. What are you talking about?
Also, can we talk about the people who did delete the square afterwards because it didn't match their Instagram aesthetics?
Oh my God.
I have BLM in my bio. How dare you?
How dare you?
The people who still have it up, it's kind of embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Really. Yeah. Like, now you're stuck with, if you take it down, you look bad.
I know.
Keep it up, it doesn't match your feed, and it also looks bad.
It's bad because you posted that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And Julian, what were you saying about the numbers? Like, there was like 22 million black squares on Instagram under the hashtag, but only 12 million signatures on the petition.
It's like, okay, there's clearly it's clearly an issue here.
Yeah.
You know, you think posting a black square is activism, that's social activism.
Yeah, those people who post the black squares, they're like, you know, I'm doing my part. I'm spreading awareness for the issue. But it's like, no, like, did you even sign the petition? Like, if you're doing your part, at least like link the petition to your post or something. I don't know.
Right. And also the ego that comes with it, like, oh, like I posted a black square, you know, like, I don't even know. I feel like it's some sort of selfishness there just to cover your
exactly.
ass.
They're not even doing it anymore because of their like devotion to the cause. They're doing it literally for like their social capital and what other people think of them.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
I remember I saw I can't remember which like celebrity it was, but I saw somewhere on Twitter it was like this such and such celebrity showed up to a BLM protest, had their photographer take pictures of them holding a sign and then went home.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I feel like I remember seeing that too.
I think I saw that too, yeah.
Yeah, I can't
was
remember
that?
who it was, but oh my gosh. And then I saw an argument that was like, what does it matter if it's a black square, even though it's performative activism, awareness is still awareness, right? But
everybody says that.
Everybody says that, and I think that is kind of the wrong way to go about it, you know? Like, okay, we have rising global warming. Let's remind everyone to recycle, and if you don't recycle, that's okay. Awareness is awareness, right? Like, hey, I told you to, and you know I told you to recycle. So like, I did my part. That's awareness.
And like, it's like, okay, so you're only going to spread awareness on this one Blackout Tuesday. Like, what about the rest of the week? Like, what about the rest of the month? What about like all these people who are still like oppressed? Like, are you going to do anything about it? Like,
yeah, literally. It's
like, okay, everyone's aware now. Now what?
Yeah. Because
I feel like,
sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, it felt like more so at the time too was like there was such a huge divide. Like, you can tell who are the people who are actively devoted and genuinely feel appalled by the tragedy of, you know, the death of George Floyd, and you can see that there was a clear line between people who wanted to truly support and people that are just racist and hate any other race and hate, you know, they're just the good old baby booming Republican situation. And at that point it's like, you know, post a black square, look like I'm a part of the good team, so that way they don't lump me in with these gross guys. I feel like that was also like a situation.
Yeah.
Just generally stupid.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry for me to.
No, I was gonna say, like, this, the whole black square, especially for impressionable young social media users out there, like, who do maybe want to get into activism or who do actually care about the cause, all they see are like these black squares, and you know, like, what are you teaching the next generation about activism and social justice and social causes? Like, I don't know, it's just like, again, appalling, embarrassing, disgusting, any synonymous words.
Oh, and it like really ties into our next point. It's just like, you know, you see someone post a black square and it's such a surface level, shallow situation. You don't think of the fact that that person who posted a black square thinking they were the shit, you know, you realize they're not devoted, because later on, if there's a whole different issue, another human rights issue, some sort of oppression event that comes to light, it's not like they are there again at the ready to post anything. They don't care. you know, people who like just play every now, like want to post something or say something every now and then. When something terrible happens, it's like, what is your threshold for something so terrible to happen for you to say something, to feel something?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the idea of intersectionality is so overlooked all the time. But
like, and sometimes I feel like people pick and choose which social causes to actually post about or like actually talk about. They're like, this one seems like it's trending, or like this one seems kind of relevant, let me post that. Or this one, I don't know, it's just like, you're right, like what is the criteria for a cause to meet for these people to post it? Like, do they sit down with a rubric and like see how many ticks it gets? I'm confused.
Yeah, like, do they sit down and they're like, okay, yeah, how likely is this going to happen to me? If we were to draw a model and extrapolate, oh, it's not so likely to happen to me. Okay, yeah, it's actually not my issue then.
Yeah, do some K-means clustering,
I was gonna make the joke, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stay away from that.
That's our little connection to data.
Yeah, exactly.
You said extrapolate, and I'm like, linear regression, logistic regression.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like these people just, always want to swoop in, save the day, and we talk about something called the savior complex. And with social media, you just feel like too much and too often that the second something bad happens and you post about it, it's like, yep, I did that. I did something.
Boom! I just ended racism right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
I thought
the world's solved.
Yeah. I was talking to this one person she made a really funny comment. She said, like, especially more recently with the 97% movement, if you're not familiar, like our viewers, I know you guys are obviously familiar. But for the people who aren't familiar, the 97% is saying that there was a statistic that came out about how 97% of women have experienced sexual harassment in their life, and that is so sad. And for a while, again, performative activism, there was a bunch of people posting infographics and such on the topic, and it really cracked me up, three of us up, because these infographics were like, men, here's how you can help. Don't approach a woman. Like, come on, really? That's about it. So where was I getting at with this? So my friend made a really funny comment about how at the time a lot more women were posting about the 97% statistic, and not a lot of men. And she said that they're like, guys, well, whatever, like, not all men, but guys our age were posting more about RIP XXX when he died, even though he had a track record for abusing women. And they were posting like RIPX more than they even liked to post about the 97% statistic. And that just says a lot.
It does.
It says a lot.
This movement didn't meet their criteria on the rubric.
Yeah. Like, they're literally sitting there, they're going, this artist, yeah, he's relevant. I listen to his music, he's in my playlist.
He's an abuser.
I need to send my condolences to him, even though no, he doesn't follow me. No one he knows follows me.
Yeah.
Like, they have no relationship whatsoever to this artist, but like the other hundreds of women who follow them or like know them. Oh, like, whatever. Yeah. Like, yeah.
So like they go, oh, XXX, my king, my hero, rest in peace, rest in power. And then it's like, okay, weren't you conceived from a woman? Don't you, biologically don't you have for those who do and for those who don't, but know well enough that biologically you came from a woman, if you had a maternal figure that is directly a class of people that are constantly doing, and you can barely bring yourself to do the minimal spread awareness, even if it's the stupid infographic that tells men not to be terrible.
Like Julian said, they also posted for an abuser, and like you said, they don't do their research. Just it's so shallow, even with their little RIP condolence message. What do you know about this person?
Yeah.
I hate it here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I have to end it with. just whoever is listening to this, if we changed your mind about something, do better.
Do better. Please don't post a black square next time.
To all those who didn't post a black square, who isn't racist, if you didn't post a black square and you're racist, you're a different story. If you didn't post a black square, you are not racist, and you know better, and you know why. Thank you. Kudos. Yeah, brownie points.
How is social justice a trend? It's what the hell?
It's stupid. How is that trendy? Any situation that comes up, it comes and goes like a fad. Like that, it's appalling.
I don't know. I feel like there's also so many layers we can get into with intersectionality and activism.
Yeah. We can get into that all day long.
We could.
Maybe there should be a part 2 where it's just intersectionality.
Oh my god, I would love it.
Yeah.
We're all intersectional. We're oppressed in a lot of different ways.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh god, we can do intersectionality and white feminism another day.
Okay, that sounds like a good topic for its own episode.
Yeah, and I feel like for those topics, I really want to deep dive research, because it'd be nice to have some really sick or sad, really depends on what I find, facts and psychology.
Let's bring the data back.
Yeah.
Exactly. Should we start a spreadsheet? Want to do a tree model?
Yeah, actually, I can do the neural networks if one wants to take the trees.
Oh gosh,
I'm more of a SVM kind of girl.
Okay.
You are a different breed.
Wow.
Wait, we should say an outro first before our time cuts out.
Right.
Right.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. I don't know, do we have the comment section on? I'm thinking
on YouTube. Yeah.
If you out there have an opinion, honestly, let us hear it. If it's hate, all the better. We'd love to hear it. It just makes me laugh. I don't know about you guys.
You haters are the people we're talking about in this episode. You performative activists there.
Yes, please say your piece. Perform now. Say your piece in the comments below.
No, but our account isn't big enough for them to perform on. They have to do it with a bigger following.
Yeah.
True.
Damn. Well,
no social capital being gained here.
No social capital. Oh my god, we didn't even talk about capitalism and companies, but we'll do that with our intersectionality episode.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Next episode, more stuff about intersectionality, the savior complex, white feminism.
Yes.
And see you there.
Okay,
that was pretty good, right?
Yeah.